hottest hosts in town. They bring the heat, they never let you down. Hot and juicy, that's the way we roll. Pretty raw, we're taking control. Every Wednesday at 9 p.m., don't you miss it. Not the hottest topics, get with it. Get with it, get down. Shake it up, let the beat flow. Pretty and Raw podcast, here we go. Tune in, don't miss the show. Get up, let the beat flow. Get up, let the beat flow.
Hey, welcome to Pretty and Raw Room with Sarah Boss Babe Entertainment.
In Kenny Vegas.
And we have a special guest today.
Yeah.
She's back. She's
She is back. She is back. She loves us.
I know. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Appreciate it. So tonight's topic
It's mental health and trauma. Definitely something that's going around lately.
Well,
It's a lot.
it's not. I think it's like more than lately. I think it's a lot of it's getting hidden more than anything, like swept underneath,
This is true. Yeah.
passed
But
up.
I've been seeing a lot of murder-suicides, a lot of suicides, a lot of mental health issues, trauma, all that kind of intertwines, I believe.
When we speak of trauma, I relate back to my childhood,
Most of us do.
like all the way back. Like there are certain parts of me that still to this day that now I'm able to come out and be open with myself and true to it. But I think what really hurts me, and I know respectfully I love my mother and I love my family dearly, but to tell me about a memory I have in my head that I know that it happened because it's so real to me on the trauma, for me to be told that it never happened. That's trauma.
Yeah.
That's that puts like a.
Well, you got to look at it. Back then, the 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, early 80s, I would say that we dealt with a lot more issues and we were taught to either hold it in and deal with it or fight back. Now, today's society, these kids don't know what a fight really is. They too sensitive. Everybody is so sensitive. So I think with the fact that everybody is so sensitive, a lot of the people don't know how to deal with certain things. Some kids wasn't taught how to joan, or they wasn't made fun of in school. We used to sit on the bus and have joning contests.
Right.
Oh, I remember that.
They say
Jones took too far and ended up in fights.
It build character. You know
It
what I'm
does.
saying? A lot of the people you can see, the people that sat back and got Jones so bad, to the point where they quick with it now. They got to come back for everything,
Right.
real quick. And a lot of us who actually dealt with abuse, whether it was sexual, physical, or whatever the case may be, we either found a way to deal with it, cover it up, or do something positive to change
Right.
it. And then you got a lot of people that just sat back and let it eat them away.
And that's the thing with me, is like I've bottled this up so bad, and and I've came to my mom. I'm about ready to cry because I've came to my mother, and I told her I remember the hallway. I remember what house it was in. I remember the sandy brown hair the woman had. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, and I'll be admitted. And a lot of people, and I used to think that I'd get made fun of about this, but my first molestation took place in a hallway by a female. And I really, in my mind, it was the babysitter. It was the babysitter, and that's what is in the back of my memory. And I've asked my mom, did I ever say anything to you when I was little about a babysitter messing with me? Because there's so much stuff that happened to me when I was a kid, between my parents fighting and my mom becoming an alcoholic, and then it was just a lot of chaos going on, and it just rumbled through. And then on top of that, we'd come here to Illinois, St. Louis area, because we have family here. We lived in Indiana, and then I'm getting molested by my fucking uncle. So here I'm getting molested by the babysitter, and then I'm going here to get visited. Like, there was parts where that's like really fucked up to me. And those two things right there, that my mom and my dad, they'll tell me that, Kendra, you're making this up. And to this day, I'm still told that.
Well, a lot of times, people will tell you you're making it up because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
they don't want to take
believe
the
it.
responsibility, and see or take responsibility on what actually happened to you, because that's your mama.
Yeah,
That's your mama. You her daughter. You know what I'm saying? She, at that point in time, she might have not been in her right state of mind to actually deal with what you was talking about. But some people just really refuse to believe.
Right, and then go to the grave with it. Like, I'm really being open now, because I was taught to just shut your mouth. A kid knows a kid's place, and the only time that I was able to talk is when I'm being talked to by my parents.
Speak when spoken to.
Exactly. Say it again. I would not know, because if I got caught talking into adult conversation, do you know that my ass would have met next week real quick with the belt or a pot or any type of thing that got a hold of? Okay, I was like beaten, like whooped, not just to shut up because I couldn't say anything.
Well,
And I'm not saying that nothing's wrong with punishment, because you know what? All those ass whippings made me the woman I am
was going to
today.
say, ain't nothing
These
wrong with a
kids
good
today
old
need some
ass whooping,
built
because a lot of
work.
these kids missing it.
Right.
Man,
They need
it
one.
bad.
Right.
They need it
And you could
bad.
tell.
But just like tucking
Man.
shit away from your kids, you can't do that.
But you know what? Back then, us as kids, whatever trauma and issues our parents went through, we lived through it with them. So we had to deal with
Anna.
it too. And as a person, even with myself, because I've been through a lot of things in my life, going through the foster system and all those different things. And I would honestly say that a lot of people would have been crazy by now,
But we were built tough because we're,
You heard me.
Right.
You heard me.
Different type of thick skin, but
Yeah.
man,
But-
there's a time, Ariel, there's a time, man. When do you want to break?
You always want to break. You always want to break. Every day you always want to break. But I just think within the person itself, it's just your character and what you able to hold. Some people can't deal with it, friend, and they do break. That's why you get a lot of people that become severe alcoholics, drug addicts, some people that just like to lay up, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's like a numb, it's something to numb.
Numb the pain.
So me turning to, and I'm gonna be honest with you, to sex to
whore.
numb me, a whore.
You being a whore.
Listen.
But I'm just saying, it's an addiction. It's true.
You was searching for something.
I truly believe, as women, if you're molested in your younger age, that sex is most people do turn to sex as a healing.
I did.
like-
No,
yeah,
I did.
I'm like,
Because
all women
it
have
make you
done
feel
it.
accepted. It make you
Yeah.
feel wanted.
Yeah. And it's kind of like what you're sad to say used to.
Yeah.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
It's very true.
It's true.
I was promiscuous
think
as a young adult.
Yeah, I just think that as us right here, that mental illness and trauma and all of that, self-awareness is big time. And asking, you know, if you got children in your life, or asking if you got friends in your life or people that matter to you, are not just are you okay, but I want to know, are you really okay?
Yeah, because people say they're okay.
They're going to always say they okay. Because a person, what you going to do if I tell you I'm not?
I want
And
to. I
that's
want
how
to.
a lot of people
But the thing
think.
is, if you tell me you're not okay, then guess what? We gonna have us a nice little talk because I want to know what's not okay. I want to know what can I do to help you.
Yeah, but you know what, friend? I can understand that because you like my sister. You know what I'm saying? We could sit back, we done laugh together, we done cried together, we done did all that. But you got a lot of people out here that smile in your face and act like they wish you well,
Right.
and they really
Really
don't.
don't. No.
You know, they just want something to talk about. So are you gonna give them that ammunition? You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you gonna be either ready to fight, you know, sad and depressed because you feeling like, damn, how you gonna do me like this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I considered you my friend. I considered you my homie, my sister, whatever. How can you do me like this?
Ashley says, I think it makes you feel like you're taking the control back. Wow. Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Mental is definitely worse than physical abuse because nobody sees it. Yeah. You've been mentally abused?
Of course.
Was it by more family, or was it?
No, see, I'm kind of like in her shoes a little bit, except for I wasn't in foster homes. So, like, when I was growing up at 11, I said I was grown and I'm going to do what the fuck I want. So I ended up in a juvenile system. So I went from children's home to children's home to children's home to children's home, and I ran from all of them. Except all of them. When I say all of them, I mean all of them until they put me in Missouri Hills, where you can't run.
Center.
Yeah, you
So they
can't
put
run
you in
from
a center.
there. But until I was 17.
Wow.
But you know, so yeah, what was the question? No,
No, you're fine.
Look,
no, this is therapy because I
Yeah.
think that this is definitely needed to be had.
So some shits for me is a fog, and some stuff is, you know.
Man.
But I think from the jump, from when I was born, it was trauma because I was adopted. So I didn't even have a mom or dad for 8 months of my life. For the first 8 months of my life, I didn't even have.
Man.
I didn't.
But you
I
know
didn't,
what?
You know.
And that's another thing too. A lot of people in this world are dealing or fighting demons that they have absolutely no
Control.
No, they have absolutely no clue of where they came from.
Right.
And they don't be from you. It be from
Yeah.
the shit your parents did.
Man,
you know what I'm
say
saying?
it again.
Back in the day.
Right.
You know, and it came back and bit you in the ass because you wondering why.
Why am I like this?
Right.
Why am I doing this?
You
and
know.
then you
See,
playing
no.
on.
Look.
Then I pump the poison into my kids.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. So at 8 months, I was adopted, and I've only known one mom and my dad my whole life until recently. But when I met my biological family, everything
Clicked
like
in.
this. Yeah.
Wow.
All my brothers and sisters have had drug addictions. It's the family. No offense to anybody that's watching it, and that is my biological family, but it was dysfunctional, and so it all clicked in. Then I found out my mom was on speed when she was pregnant with all of us. So me running away as a child and acting crazy and ADHD and all that, it
Played
all,
a big part.
Yeah,
I mean,
it all made
right.
sense. But my adopted parents were the most beautiful, awesome people ever. But something in me,
Rebelled
which
on
was
that.
my bloodline, rebelled, and I ran away constantly. People used to ask me, Sarah, why you running away from? You got a big house and cool parents and anything. Why you running away? It was something that
You was
in
searching
me.
for it. It was
Yeah.
something you was searching for, and
it
you
was
didn't
in
know
me,
where
and
it
I
was
just-
coming.
Yeah.
I totally, I could
it was
relate to
weird.
that. You know, I could relate to that totally.
I
you
didn't
know,
want that. I wanted something else. Like shit.
So we have a guy named Michael on here that said he was mentally abused in 2017. Someone did some mental stuff to him, which took him to the Dover Dam, and he jumped off with some crazy stuff. Plus, she drove my blood pressure up all the time. We got in an argument. I'm glad I'm away from that. Well, we're glad you're away from that
Me
too, and you're here
too.
today.
Thank God.
wow.
Like,
Wow.
have you ever been to that point of suicide?
Well, I don't think I'm
Have
not
you?
well,
Have
as
you
a
crossed
as a teenager, maybe
Okay.
because like I said, I've been through the foster systems. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and I kind of felt like, you know,
They make you tough.
like my parents, I kind of felt like my parents gave up on me, me and my siblings. I kind of felt like, y'all gave up on me. So, at one point in time, I'm like, damn, so why you got me here just to mistreat me? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you feel
saying?
that way.
You
You
did
feel that
all of
way.
that to come get me out of this place and all of that just to sit back and mistreat me,
Yeah.
So at one point in time, yeah, I thought about it. And I could say I almost tried it,
Right.
but I guess you could say something in me told me, no, that ain't how you do it. That's the coward's way out,
Right.
you know.
I've
So
I've 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 tried it a bunch of times. There was times where I've laid in a pool of blood and asking, "Can you just take me now?" because of the abuse that I've experienced in my previous relationships. I'm not even supposed to be here. There were so many times that I should have been dead. And wow.
well,
But
you
you're
know
here
the
for a
saying,
reason.
Yeah.
where they say, "What don't kill you make you stronger."
Yes, amen.
You know, and
Man.
and I honestly believe this. I might not go to church every Sunday, but I know that it's something and somebody that say that he ain't gonna bring me here to just leave me.
Right.
Right.
So I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna put my big girl panties on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have to push. You know, cause I can't give up. I got
No.
people. I got people
Yeah.
that depend on me. I got people that look up to me. I can't give up.
Right.
You know, and I don't think, again, like I said, taking myself out is just the coward's way out
Yeah.
to me.
As a mother, I have to take accountability for the way my children are. How they come out. I have a 26-year-old son that was roofied at the age of 17, and he has schizophrenia. He goes to a wonderful program. It's called the St. Louis Adult Teen Challenge. They're a nonprofit organization. It's a men's and women's. They have two different separate course chapters. But my son's been in and out, and he's medicated, and he became a crack addicted, cocaine, crack, weed, and I
Hey,
have
Kiki.
I have hey Kiki, I have I gotta say I'm really to blame on that.
Why do you feel that?
Not
It's
necessarily.
not your blame.
Well,
I'm gonna say, everybody got a choice. It wasn't his choice to be roofied, but it
Right.
was his choice to put himself in a situation to where he could be, and again, most of the people who have addictions and they go through the 12-step process or program, I honestly believe that the 12-step program just show you how to hide your habit a little bit better from everybody else.
wow.
She okay, so I'm gonna agree with her because I was a heroin addict for years, and when I finally quit, I did not do the 12 step. I did not do NA. I didn't do any of that. When I was doing NA, when I tried NA, really they talk a good game. I'm not saying all NA is bad. I'm not gonna say that, but a lot of the NA groups that I sat in. They talk a good game, and then afterwards, it's let's get high, let's do this. Where y'all, so it's kind of toxic to me. So when I finally decided that I was done, I never went to a night meeting. I didn't want to even be around people that had used before, if that makes sense. Like I didn't want any parts of that, and I healed
it's
on my
People,
yeah,
places, and things.
Yeah, I healed on my
You got to
own.
change people, places, and
You gotta
things,
change your surroundings.
regardless of where you at or what
Right.
you do. It's always
This is-
people, places, or things.
I agree because
Yeah.
I even told my son, I said, I don't want you coming back here. I really want you to go into a whole different surrounding, new people, new positive people,
Yeah.
things to change you around for the better because you're sick.
You
But
have
the only
to.
thing about that though is He gotta want it for himself.
Right.
If he don't want it for himself, you could talk to that man till you blue in the face. He could go through 50 million 12-step programs. He could stay in 1,700 assisted living centers. He could do all of that. But if it ain't what he want to do, it don't mean nothing.
I just, to me, it's just like, I don't want to give up.
You can't. Yeah, don't give up.
'Cause-
You'll never give up.
At the
Mom.
same time,
as long as your
at the
heart
same
beat,
time, I
and,
have to.
and that's your
I-
seed. You
Right,
will
that's
never
what I'm
give
saying.
up
It's
on
my
him.
son, but I feel like I have accountability in the way he is right now. And the reason why I say that is because the people I placed my son around, I dated drug dealers. So
We all have.
I mean, and I dated bad boys, and at that time, Tyreek, was like what, 3 years old, and my daughter, she was 5, and I brought them around that lifestyle, and they saw what they saw, and they witnessed what they witnessed, and witnessed with me, and things like that I'm not proud of, and things I'm going through, and then Tyreek really living it up with the role model of the dad. Like, I chose that role model
But you
for
can't
my
blame
son.
yourself.
You still can't blame
You can't
yourself,
blame
because guess
yourself.
what? In the end, it was still his ultimate choice.
Yeah.
Everybody got their choice, friend. Everybody got their choice.
I just think that the schizophrenia is what, because I just really want my son back.
Of course.
You want how he was.
I do.
But guess what? He's still him. he's still him. Regardless of what he going through, friend. Regardless of what he going through. His habit, his issues, and all of that. He's still him. He's never gonna not be Tyreek. He's still the same sweethearted person. He has his days. Everybody do. But he's still the same.
I mean, there
him.
was at a time where I really wanted to get back at the people that refeed my son. Like, I really hope, and I hope, like, karma is delivering to you.
Oh, karma delivers. Trust me.
As I'm saying it as a mom because I'm hurt, but then he chose to do what he did, and that's the choice he had to hold up his responsibility. And I tell him, like, hey, you made the choice to do what you did, and look what it did to you. It literally fried your brain.
And guess what?
Yeah.
And guess what? As a mother, friend, me personally, I believe you need to quit running to his rescue. He has to be a man. He has to deal with it. This is his choice.
Right.
This his choice. You could still be his support system. You could still be there for him. But at the same time, he gonna have to be a man and deal with his situation.
You know what this reminds me of? My brother. So I have a brother who's in his 40s, and he lives in Arizona. And my parents raising me and my brother, and then I have a little brother as well, they used to go to tough love classes because at some point they had to use tough love, like where, y'all are not our problem anymore. Like, y'all are grown. Like,
Right.
They had to get therapy themselves. But my brother lives in Arizona, and just recently he had his legs amputated. And sometimes he's under the bridge in a wheelchair in a sleeping bag. My parents, they're not saying come back to St. Louis, come home, we got you, because they already know what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help somebody unless they want help.
Help
And
themselves.
sometimes at some point, like they did, they let go. Now they will send him money, they will send him cigarettes, they will make sure, if something happens and he's in the hospital where they call him, which is all the time, they do what they need to do. But as far as taking care of him like that, they had to let go.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say my brother's a lost cause, but he is. You can't, if it ain't meth, it's heroin. If it ain't, he sees things. He thinks there's demons in his room and in his head. He
Yeah.
hallucinates.
Then my son does that.
Yeah, because he had an OD some years and years back, and for a long time there was no oxygen going to his brain.
And guess
So,
what?
Yeah.
That changed him.
Yeah.
That changed him mentally. And believe it or not, he might be seeing some shit that y'all need to be seeing, but y'all ain't seeing it.
He
Right.
said, no, but it's crazy though. He did show me.
True.
He did show me a picture one time, and I did see what he was seeing. It was something weird, and it was like a demonic, like weird.
And it's probably
devil
real
figure.
stuff.
And you
And I seen
never
it.
know.
I
That
told
they're
myself, I
seeing
see
something
it.
that they have a gift that they're able to see that we're not able to see
yeah.
that in
One
real
thing
life.
about it, that's just like a special needs person.
Right.
They might be special needs in one area, but other areas are heightened. You
Right.
know, you might
Yeah.
have a kid that's autistic, can't speak, can't talk, can't do anything,
But has something
has
else.
a photogenic memory, and he could rearrange your house
Right.
the way
Yeah.
the last time it was looking like the last time he came to your house.
Right.
Where no matter what's out of place, you know, and he's going to go back and put that same thing back in place. So it's just, you know, some people are nonverbal, you know, some people are whizzes at math, you know, puzzles,
Yeah.
you know, different things like that.
mean, I
so
have
just
it-
because they
right.
lack in one area, they might be gifted in others.
Right. That's just like with my
Hey,
youngest
Danielle.
son. He can't. He's special education, and he went through school. He didn't learn how to tie his shoe till he's like 12, and he still has struggle with reading. Like my son can't really read. I can't say can't because he can, because he will, and he's going to read big books. So I have to manifest that in him, and I'm really proud of him. But there's certain parts of him that it's depression. Depression in kids is like so big.
It is nowadays.
Because they soft, you know, and
Yeah.
I mainly blame it on the parents, because a lot of the times, you know, it's kids having kids, so they really weren't at the mental capacity to sit back and say, you know, or be responsible. But at the same time, you can't really teach a kid nothing if you don't know anything, you know. So it's just a habit that keeps falling and going on and on and on. So then now you got kids that you might tell them no 3-4 times, and next thing you know, they want to burn your house down with you in it.
Exactly. Hey, you know what? And that's
You
real
know.
talk, because that's just like, and that brings up something that you're like bringing up. Remember that little boy, what was he, like 9, 10 years old? And he threw a fit because he couldn't spend no more money for the game or something like that. He ended up like killing his mom over a game.
Over some V-Bucks.
Was that what it was?
Over some V-Bucks.
Yeah, over some video game money to be loaded up, because I think he had like used her card behind her back, so she took it away from him. Do you remember that? Like, I think he stabbed her. Did he stab her like multiple
I don't know
times?
if I can't remember if he stabbed
But
her.
he
or-
ended up getting tried as an adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got kids literally killing their parents because they're because of the way they're raised
got-
in entitlement.
You got kids killing themselves.
Right.
Because one, they can't stand being talked about, or one, they feel like they were being bullied. Now, I could remember, you know, coming up in school, you know, people getting talked about left and right, you know. And only two things came of that. You either gonna learn how to fight back, or we gonna be fighting outside.
Right,
You know?
say it again.
So,
Right, so-
I mean, you
With
don't
your
have
hands.
that. You don't have that no more.
No.
Now, you know, oh, I'm being bullied.
Oh, look,
You
Angie,
know.
Angie said he shot her in the face. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know what, Angie, I didn't know whether he got stabbed. She said that the son shot his mom in the face.
Sad.
And then you're leaving guns around kids too on top of that are not mentally around that.
well, you know,
I'm just saying.
I ain't even gonna speak on that topic right there, because I've been in that situation to where, you know, I was ready hiding in the closet. I was hiding in the closet ready for somebody to come home for work, you know. But I thank God that I didn't actually do what I had planned in my head.
Okay. I mean, mental health is really deep, and trauma ties in with it big time. Like, I can tell you this, like, really bluntly right now. Am I depressed? I'm severely depressed. I am in a huge depression of my life right now.
I'll second that.
I
I just don't show it.
I think
I'm
we
real-
I don't
all
show it.
are to a certain extent. But with that being said,
But I'm still pushing.
no. With that being said, you know, even with even though everybody is dealing with depression on certain levels, exactly what is it that you are doing, to change your situation? What are you doing to help yourself come up out of your depression? Because we could sit back and say we depressed all day long.
Yeah.
That's not going to help us get through nothing. What are you actually doing to get yourself up out of it?
I can't even tell you that I bought these. I went to the Dollar Tree, and this is something I did. I bought myself like these little flashcards, and it's got Bible verses on it. So every day I go to my nightstand when I wake up in the morning, and I flip over a card and I read it.
Okay.
So just like reading something positive in the morning for me has been like feeling a little bit better of breathing, and then
I mean, it's a lot of things
It's just-
you could do. It's just what makes you feel good.
Right.
I
think a lot of music therapy.
Oh man, when I
Like-
say music is the window to your
Right.
soul some days.
So it's like I've been working so hard for like 10 straight days. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And so I really figured like Friday, I'm really going to take some self-time to myself, and I'm going to cook and bake, and that's what I love to do. And it's just something that makes me happy, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay home.
And after you get to baking your cookies,
Yeah, okay.
and all the dust and all the smoke settle down in the kitchen, and you sitting in your bedroom, and you sitting up there looking, and your mind get to wandering, and you get to thinking, and then you get to falling back into that mind state.
thinking.
What you gonna do then?
I'm going to have to self-talk to myself. I'm going to pray.
That's what
I'm going to pray. Like, I've been praying. Like, I ain't gonna lie. 3 weeks ago, I walked into a church, and it was the church that hurt me. Do you know how hard that was for me to absolutely accept myself walking into those doors? To walk into church, and I saw my mom, saw my sister. I haven't talked to my mother in almost 3 months, and I ain't seen my sister or talked to her in about 4 months. And for me to go in there and plant the forgiveness and understand it, and gave them, ask them to forgive me and accept their forgiveness for me, so I can have some type of peace of mind. Like, it felt really good going to church. And then my daughter sending me all these sermons from the church in Dallas that she goes to. It's been really like every day she sends it to me. And it's kind of like I feel like something like things are pulling away from me, where I'm not like laying there in the bed.
Well,
like
I ain't
that.
never gonna tell nobody that's just say screw it and F them people, But I've honestly got to the point for me, myself, to help myself in my situation. Man, the hell with them people. Okay? The hell with them people. Because I had to learn truly how to love myself. If I can't love myself, then I can't expect nobody else to love me.
Right.
And I got to understand what it takes to make me happy, because no man can do that. No job can do that. No amount of money can do that. Not all the attention. No, none of that. None of that can do that. It's all me. It's what I believe in myself and what I feel about myself. I wouldn't give a damn what somebody else got to say about the area. Guess what? Because I love me.
I know that's right.
I love me.
That is true.
I think affirmations work really good.
Yeah.
You're gonna be proud of me. I'm gonna say this, but I've wrote 3 chapters of my book.
Okay.
So my writing, I picked my pencil back up, so that's been really helping me come out of my depression. I just have I have a lot I'm weighing on me right now, between sons and my daughter and my job and dealing with whore men and da, 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 da. Like, it's like a bunch of random stuff.
And you know what? And that's a good thing.
I know it sounds petty, but it's a lot of stuff I got on my plate.
That's a good thing to pick the pencil back up.
I did. I picked
Because
my
a
pencil
lot
back
of the
up.
times, you can't sit there and say what you want to say to somebody that hurt you
Right, I write
face
it-
to face,
right, I
because
write it
you'll
down.
never get everything you want to say
Heck
out.
no, I write it out.
And maybe some days you might have to write them a letter.
You think so?
Write them a letter.
Okay.
Because
might
that way
work.
you can never be interrupted. And you can say everything you want to say. Whether they choose to read it or not is all on them.
They gonna
Wow,
read it.
that's
They
powerful.
gonna read it.
You
Would you
know?
write a letter, Sarah?
Hell yeah, but I ain't got nobody to write a letter to. Well, I do, but
I
I
was going to
ain't.
say it's always
It's
somebody to
you could
write a letter
letter
I
to.
do
to.
as
And
one person
it don't
I can write a
necessarily
letter
have to
to.
be a negative
But I
letter
want to say it
either.
to their face. Fuck that right now. Yeah, I'd write a letter, but I'd rather speak on it to them directly.
And ain't nothing wrong with that too. If you able to actually do that, but like I said, it's a lot of times that you might be face to face with a person and everything you wanted to say be in the back somewhere because once you lay eyes on them, your mind and went somewhere else.
That's true.
I think I just like want so bad to erase certain things
You can't.
that I've been traumatized by in my life. Like I wish I can take a magic eraser and be like, I redo and remake and do this part, but I can't. So I come to agree with myself, and I came to my children and apologized. Hey, I probably wasn't like the best mom at the time because I didn't get taught how to be a mom. I didn't know this because this is why, because of the family and how I was brought up. But I really came to, but what I can do right now for you right now is be a better mom.
You know what? My mama had me when she was 15 years old. Okay. And back then, I don't know why I keep saying back then. Like it's so far away.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? 80s baby, love it. But back then, when our parents had us, they were stuck with us. Our grandparents wasn't raising us. But because my mama was young and she was still a child, she still had that child mentality. So she had to grow up with me, and growing up with me, I'm not gonna say we was like the best of friends because me and my mama, we banged like cats and dogs like this. I never physically fought my mama, but we was just complete opposite. We couldn't sit in the same room with each other for 5 minutes without going head to head. And I think it's mainly because I was so much like her. Hell, I was her carbon copy. She spit me out, and then hey. But I feel like even then, as a kid, growing up with my mama, like I said, we went through those traumas and those issues with them. We grew up with them. My mother was a crackhead. She had a habit. Like I said, we went through the whole nine. We went through the system. We went through foster care. We went through it all. And I think because she was so young that she wasn't
Hey,
mentally
Gabby.
able to get back on track, because hell, she was young. She still wanted to live her life. Her whole childhood was gone. She had to
Right.
be a mama. But then that forced me to be mama to my siblings,
Right. That's
because
yeah,
my
my
mama
daughter.
wasn't there,
Yeah.
or my mama was out in the streets, or she might have left us at home for a week at a time,
Right.
So it forced me to grow up and take care of my siblings, so I couldn't break down. I had 2 kids tagging along with me,
Yeah.
and I was like you.
You find that a lot.
I was like you. I ran away too, and I took them with me.
I
Took them
stayed
with
running
me.
away.
Do you still feel yourself running away? I'm just saying, because I mean, you've
What do
done
you
it.
mean?
Do you run away from stuff?
I can't. I can't run away now. Cause I'm an adult. I can't
Right.
run. I can't run away from things anymore. I gotta,
You know what I mean? Because it's just something that you've done. Is it still stuck with
Well,
you?
no, because now I've seen what's on the other side, and I've seen everything. So I don't think I need to run away anymore. I just face things head on.
I don't know, friend. Do you got rabbit in your blood?
Yeah.
Where you running? What you running away from?
I
I
do.
can't run. I ain't got no
I
choice.
run away. I'm not gonna lie. I do.
wish I could run
I run
away.
away from a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
I
Like?
I do. I run away from probably the right person.
Oh, we all do that.
I mean, I do. I run away from that, and then I also just run away when I feel like things are getting really hard and I don't want to face it when I should.
But you have no choice. We're adults. We
know.
have to face it. Like we don't have a choice. Like I wish
I mean,
I could
do.
run
It's
away.
just like, man, I want to run and I can't
Man.
because it doesn't go away. So no matter where you run, it's gonna follow you.
Some days,
Like I
yeah.
did. I'm not gonna lie. I ran away to Vegas.
You did?
I did run away from
You
Vegas.
did.
Like
You did.
I had like a whole breakdown from losing somebody that passed away, and he took all of that with him, knowing that I still had a lot still with me, and I literally lost my shit, and I packed everything up and left.
And you know what? I just think with that,
I went on a vacation for 3 months.
I was gonna say,
But you needed that.
I
But you
know
needed
I
that.
probably needed that.
You needed it. So you
No.
didn't run. You needed that.
she didn't want to let go. And she wanted to keep on holding on to it. She didn't want to let go. You still felt some type of way about that man. And regardless of what y'all was going through and how y'all went through what y'all went through, you felt
Right.
some type of way about that man. That was your man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when he left, how he left, y'all still had unresolved issues.
We did.
And you didn't get that out. So you didn't want to deal with the fact that he was actually gone. And I think a lot of that is the reason why your baby boy got some of the issues he got,
Yeah.
you know, because he wasn't able to deal with it either, you know, and that's his carbon copy.
Oh, big time carbon
You know.
copy. Like my youngest son is a whole. That's his dad. Like that twin all the way from da. I'm just like, but he's got such a good heart. He's just so sweet, but then he's just
He's not experienced.
no.
He hasn't really and that's another thing. A lot of people have a problem with dealing with certain issues because they really haven't had to go through anything, you know. So it gets overwhelming to them to the point where they want to give up, you know, or they don't see themselves, you know, what's the reason for me to stay here? You
Right.
know, why am I still here? You know, let me just go ahead and knock myself off, you know what I'm saying? And it'll make it easier for everybody else.
And that's what he thinks.
I know that's what he thinks.
Because you've had conversations with him.
I know that's what he
That's what I'm
thinks.
saying. Like, especially in young men, it's suicide is so high. I'm not saying anything about females because it is, but it mental health for men is just. I live with it
Well, I
between
still,
two boys.
I still believe that, I mean, I'm not saying that it can't be done, but I really think it's really rare for a woman to raise a man.
I can't.
You cannot
I cannot.
teach a
I've
man
came-
how to be a
I
man
came to
and how
myself
to
with
deal
that.
with
I
man
say that all the
issues.
time. I can't do
and
it.
you got a twat between your legs.
I can't. Like I say, I agree with you 100%. I cannot raise my sons into being a man. I'm not a man. And you know what? And for Tyreek to tell me, Mom, I know this. He goes, I have to self-teach myself. And I said, I am sorry. I have to hold accountability because I should have put some type of role models in his life, some type of good things. But hell, it's very rare to find anybody. And the fact is, I'm not looking for a daddy for my kids. I'm just looking for somebody
Hey,
healthy to
daddy.
role model for my kids. Like I put them in football. I had them in this. I had them active in that. I went to their football games. I tried everything I could possibly do. And now I got to the point where I just tell God, hey, they're your sons. Take them because their father, is at rest, and I don't have any. I don't know what to do. Like I literally don't know what to do now. My daughter's different. I groomed her.
She was always a sweetheart.
She is. And now
She's
she's doing
always
big
sweet.
things. Big things. And I'm really happy for her. And not saying that she doesn't suffer through her own traumas and things that she goes through too, because I know that she goes through stuff just as much as her brothers go through stuff. You know, and it just hurts because I don't like seeing my kids hurt.
But see, that's another thing though too.
Like that just
She went through
everything I went
everything with you.
through. Oh, she went through
She
everything.
went through everything with you.
Everything
You know,
with me.
and that really plays a big part. You know,
Of who she
it
is
teaches
today.
her. It builds character. What you go
Yeah.
through in your life gonna build you.
Right.
You know, past and present, it's gonna build you. You know, everybody you encounter, every significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, mama, aunt, sister, brother, cousin, best friend. You know, it all builds you. It's just what you take from each person that you encounter. You know, just like Tyreek. The people that he surrounds himself with, you know, look at the type of people that he surrounds himself with. So what do you think that he's going to get from that besides what he getting?
Exactly. Yep. You're right. It's like again, like you said, people, places, and things, and I've learned my lesson about that.
But it's what he wants, though, friend.
Right.
You as a parent, every parent want the best for their kids. Every parent want the best for their kids.
I do.
You know.
I want them being successful and to have families and to live prosperous and I pray that every time just God give them prosperity, give them health. And I'm not talking about wealth, like just like the wealth is money. I'm talking about generational wealth.
But you know,
That's
another thing,
different.
like with the kids these days, you know, when we was growing up, we had programs, we had, you know,
Yeah, no,
camps,
Girl
we had
Scout,
all
Girl Scout-
kinds of
girl-
stuff
yeah, boys and
available
Girl Scout
to us,
clubs.
you know.
Where are all the
And-
clubs at anyway?
And now you don't have
do they
that for
even
these kids.
exist?
In Parkway.
still
schools
around?
have 'em.
But do the thing is you
But
got
then,
parents don't
but
even
see,
put those kids
back
in
then,
that.
they weren't so expensive either.
No,
a lot
they're
of them,
expensive now.
a lot
We're-
of them didn't cost us, you know, didn't cost the parents nothing for real.
Right.
You know, and nowadays, shit,
It
that's
you
college
have to,
tuition.
Right, you have
just
to
for a
raise-
summer school program
Right.
for a couple months,
Man,
couple weeks.
say it again.
You know,
because
so-
they have a summer camp program where I live, and it costs like when they told me how much it costs, I'm like, what? I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Everything went up.
Like everything is jumped up. It's like where
Everything.
are the after school programs? Where's this? Even for sports at schools.
But they didn't took
is
a lot of things
expensive.
out of schools. You know.
Oh
what
no,
I'm
they
saying?
did because there's like no funding. Like it's poor. The schools are poor. So
That's another topic.
man,
Because I don't see how you could give other countries
But also,
trillions of dollars.
right?
You got people in your own country
That man
that ain't got a place to sleep.
I just
or
think a
food
lot of
to eat.
when we get back to the mental health part, it's like I think finding good behavior, good habits, your person, place, things, people around you. I'm really more aware about mental illness more than anything because I have a son. I have sons that are. I have one particular son that suffers from schizophrenia, so I live with it. You know, I know what it is. I wasn't so aware of it. No, I don't have a degree in it, but
Some people don't know when somebody's really mentally ill, though.
no, because it goes on under the
They'll
what's
say
the
they're
word I'm looking
depressed.
for?
You never know what a person dealing with in their life.
say
And
they're
a lot of the
depressed.
times, you know, you got a lot of people that be at their breaking point. And some days, like I've had people to come to tell, you know, and all I spoke to them was, hey, how you doing? You look like you down today. You know, it's going to be okay. You know, that type of situation. And they be like, man, you just don't understand what just your simple words to do to a person.
I get a lot of people that I don't even know will come up to me and look at me and they'll be like, it's okay. Whatever you're going through, you're gonna get through it. And I'm just like, huh?
I always like,
I
you know what,
didn't
when
say
people
nothing to
do
you,
that, I
but,
always,
like,
look, this is
But
my
I'd
way
be like,
of thinking.
they can see maybe the
When
pain.
people
I don't
do
know.
that, you know, I'm
but-
getting ready to say too, when people do that, I really believe that they're messengers.
Yeah, because
I
like,
believe
she
that
was
they're
like, you're gonna get
messengers. I
through
really
it. You're
do.
gonna
I
be
believe
okay.
they're
And I'm like,
angels, and they're supposed to give you a prophetic word, and they're discerning you. And those people with great energy, like when I see someone, I don't care if I have to just compliment. Like I complimented this one lady the other day with her hair. I'm like, oh my God, your hair's so beautiful. She started almost crying. I'm like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
I've had the worst day. I'm just not feeling good. And here you come along and say that to me. And, you know, you made my day. And it's just like making someone's day could be something to better
Yeah.
mental health.
most definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
what bothers me with, again, I'm going to bring it back to my son, is like, I know I got to let him go and I know I need him to, I see the mental health out in these streets, and I see the men out here with their cups and the dogs and over there on McKinley Bridge. And I witness all of the outburst, and I'm just like, I don't want to see my son on a bridge somewhere.
Right.
Well, you know how they always say, like our parents and our grandparents would say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And a lot of these kids don't have nothing to do, nothing productive to do. So they tend to do shit that's stupid, you know, detrimental to them.
Do you think social media has a big part of the mental
Oh
illness?
man, social media and gave a whole lot of people some gangster fingers. You know, got some.
Do you
Do you
keyboard
think that has
warriors
something to
around
do with
this
mental
camp.
health? Because there's a lot of people that there's a lot of suicides that took place over cyberbullying and
Because
everything.
a lot of people could not handle being talked about. They could not handle being criticized. They could not handle it. They soft. You know, it's like you sit back and you can say whatever you want to say to a person. You know, you can talk about how you gonna beat this person up. This person broke. You ain't got this, you ain't got that. But at the same time, when you see that person in the streets, they quiet as church mice. They gonna look the other way or they gonna
That
run.
reminds me of my neighbor.
You know,
she is
they
an
gonna
internet
run.
gangster in real life, and then she'll walk right past me and not say nothing but be big. Girl, please.
But a lot of people still ain't never really felt what an ass whooping really felt like. You know, and I think that if they actually got ass whoopings back, you know,
back
the
in
day
our
coming
time
up,
when we were growing up.
they wouldn't be like they are right now. Everybody wouldn't be so sensitive. But again, that's when you come back into the times where everything that was taboo or
Right.
abnormal back then is normal now. You know, so
But a lot of stuff still gets swept underneath the rug.
it do. It do.
I don't know. They ain't on
What
mine.
is that?
That
I don't
dude.
have it. Who is it?
It ain't mine.
It ain't mine. I don't have it on my page.
That's your page, Ace.
What's it? What are they saying?
Africa, stop HIV/AIDS.
Oh, I don't even know.
We're not in
Right.
Africa.
Probably some type of spam. But yeah, I agree. I agree. It starts with home.
It do.
It starts with home.
It do.
Like, at the end of the day, you have to break this generational curse. It has to start somewhere.
I agree.
And
But a lot of people don't even know that they have the problem, though.
I'm glad that my cousin Kayla put me, my daughter, my sister, and my mom in a little chat group. We may not have a whole big family, but we are who we are. Because my family's really scattered. So there's a lot of family that I don't even know that I have who I have. I could walk past somebody and don't know that they're my family.
Baby, let me tell you
It's
something.
it's so retarded. Like it's like, oh my God.
A
it's so,
majority of
Woo.
my family on my father's side, we all grew up in the same neighborhood, and I couldn't tell you who they was. And we walked by, we might have been in the same classroom.
right, you just don't know.
You know
That's
what
what I'm saying. Like, I don't know who my family any sides of my family are. And you know what? And I always pictured, like, I get so jealous because I've never been to a family reunion, and I get jealous when other people have family reunions because I'm not in a family reunion. I want one so bad. So I'm gonna tell my kids, can you guys have like 50 million kids so I can have family reunions? I'm not kidding. I want to have those.
Well,
I've never been to one.
That's times are changing, friend. You know, it ain't like we got
You
Big
don't
Mama.
find those.
We don't have Big Mama and Pawpaw. You know.
Yeah, but see, can
Still-
I come to somebody's family reunion? If you guys have one, can I be that? Can I be Cousin Lucky? Let me be Lucky. Look, what's your name, little
Cousin.
Cousin. Can I be that? Because I will roll up like
I
Tupac.
come from a big family. My grandma had 18 kids, both of them. You know, so
It just depends because I'm a photographer and I went to a family reunion. I got jealous. Shit, they shit was so. They had
That's what I'm
everybody up to
saying.
The person who started all the way down to the newest.
That's
baby.
a-
I was like, damn.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see, I want to go. I want to wear the T-shirts and what color shirt we wearing, and we got the Johnson's family, you know what I'm saying? And I want to go in there and do the electric slide and percolate too.
but you know what though?
So I guess I'm
And
just
with
gonna
that,
have to look. I'm gonna crash somebody's family reunion
the
this
life
summer.
expectancy is so low in our community now.
Yeah.
You know, hell, a lot of people you'll be lucky if you make it to 40. Like
Right.
my mother died when she was 40 years old.
Yeah, no,
You know,
my ex-husband he
My
died at the
father
age of
died
42.
when he was 54.
Yeah,
you know
life
what I'm saying?
expectancy has changed. A lot of it deals with mental health and people losing their lives at a young age, and
Your
and
lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Just the lifestyle that you're living. The lifestyle you're living.
Well, I don't want to go to I don't want to do that. Like that's what I want. Man, I just want to be a part of a big family, something like that. So I don't know what it's like. I really do. Do we need to have a friends family reunion? Is that even like
a friends reunion.
just something funny,
We could do that.
like a big barbecue picnic, man? Because I just want something fun.
We could do that.
You know what I mean?
Just have a neighborhood block
Neighborhood
party.
block party, just block party, man.
We could
And
do
then I
that.
could walk, and on our shirts be Cousin Lucky, man. Just put
Now we're all cousins.
we're all cousins. I mean, in real life, we're all sisters and brothers, anyways.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, we are.
We related.
We're related.
For sure.
We're
for
on this
sure.
planet. We are all on this planet. We're related. We're humans. We're related.
We are. We are. We are. Everybody got the same relative.
Somewhere down the line.
Somewhere down the line. Everybody got the same relative.
Do you want to say anything about mental health or trauma, Sarah? I'm putting you on the spot because me and Elle been talking. You have anything you want to bring up that you want to get off your chest? Come on.
You want me to cry?
Yeah, come on.
Do you
'cause
want me
I
to
almost
cry?
cried. I was breaking down over here.
Okay.
Come on. You want to bring up something trauma? Come on. Get it out.
So, okay, so you already know that my really? No. We dancing? No. So, my ex, which I consider my soulmate, we were together 13 plus years, but known each other 17 years. And we separated just so we could both get ourselves together. But it was nothing bad or messed up, like why we broke up. I was enabling him, and plus his brother was feeling some type of way because I was there. And anyway, so we separated, but didn't really separate. We still, we're entwined. So he used to always say he was depressed, and he used to always say he was sad and depressed, and he's depressed, and he felt like nobody loved him, and he felt like his family was avoiding him. And anyway, so he ended up having what is it? Your heart. What's the word I'm looking for?
What? Oh, the
When your
thing.
heart fails.
Pacemaker.
No, when your heart
Yeah,
fails.
Cardi.
No. God, why can't I
I
think
know
of
what you're
it?
thinking because
Anyway, he had a
my
problem.
ex had the same problem.
Yeah.
My brain just went boom.
Yeah. So he
I
had
know what you mean.
congested heart failure.
Yeah, there it is. Congestion heart failure.
Yes. And he came back from that, and he was supposed to be getting something done. He had appointments set up and whatever. But in the meantime, he would call me all the time and talk to me, and he would call more than normal. And I would talk to him and whatever. So it was his nephew's birthday, and he was like, "Hey, you want to hang out? I'm gonna come to your event spot," which he never did. He was never the type to come to my events because, I mean, he had his own issues going on. Plus, he wasn't feeling good and whatever. But he wanted to come that night, and so he came. We talked. We talked about his grandbaby that was on the way. We talked about this and that. He seemed cheerful. He seemed happy. We were joking about the girl shaking ass. He was like, "Why you ain't tell me about this place?" Because we were just so cool like that. And he went home, made some cookies for him and his mother, and went downstairs and apparently called his best friend from kindergarten and told him, pretty much about he was going to take himself out, da 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 da. But like I always thought of him as being so strong and so, so like his friend probably wasn't thinking that he would do that. But I got a call the next day, and they had found him face down on his bedroom floor, deceased. And I had to go, not that I had to, but I was going to, of course. They asked me, did I want to come over there and see him before they took him away. So mental health in men is definitely real for me because that man was sitting next to me, having a good time, smoking a cigarette, drinking my drink with me, having a good time, and went home and did that.
Wow.
Like, you just don't know. Like, and that, see, I'm a cry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Is that okay?
Oh.
Is that okay? I was so busy in my life and trying to get things in order, I didn't see it. So I don't blame myself, but I kind of somewhat do. Like, I should have known or seen, or he didn't tell me. Oh, I'm gonna go home and off myself. You know what I'm saying? But like, for years he was depressed. For years he kept telling everybody, "I'm depressed and I'm miserable and I'm depressed," and nobody paid attention because we always thought he's so strong and he'll get through it and this and that. But after that heart thing, and he was feeling like overwhelmed and he was feeling stressed, and I don't know. I thought everything was cool because he was working out and and trying to get his weight back and go to the gym. There's nowhere in my mind that night that I thought he was going to go home and do that. Nowhere. That man was smiling. We got pictures that night. Like, he's smiling, he's happy. But that was like the only person in my life that I could call and talk to that truly knew me, that treated, like, out of all my relationships in my whole entire life, he's the only one that really showed me what real love was and true love and being respected and being spoiled and having each other's back and whatever. And when he left, I just feel like a part of me left. Like, a piece of me is gone. And seeing him laying there plays in my head so much. So it's trauma, like I'll never get that vision out of my head. I'll never forget, and it's just like, why, like I always tell myself, and I talk to him. And it might sound crazy, but I do. I talk to him, and I say, you just would have held on a little bit longer. I had you. If you just would have held on I was getting myself together. I was building. I was, you know, and we always talked about coming back together. We always talked about, you know, and I used to tell him all the time, I don't care if you don't have nothing. We'll get it together. But I couldn't, he's like, I can't, because I don't have nothing to give you, and I'm fucked up myself, and this and that. And it's like somewhere inside of me, it's like, why didn't I see this? How did I not see he was at that point where it was like,
Right?
I don't think you would have been able to see it.
No, because it's silent.
Only because
but it was so loud for so long. For so long, he would call me crying. He would call me in tears and say, I'm sick of this or I'm sick of that, and nobody cares about me and nobody gives a fuck about me, and I'm just down here in his basement rotting and da 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 da. And I would do what I could, but I think he wanted more than just what I
You.
could give him.
he wanted more than just you.
Yeah.
It was more people in his life that he actually cared about, or he felt like they
felt
should have been there for
yeah,
him,
he felt like he
and
got
they
abandoned.
weren't.
He
You
felt
know,
like they abandoned him when he had all the money and the glitz and the glam and the,
everybody he had plenty of
He had
friends.
plenty of friends, but then when you don't have any of that,
Yeah.
you notice that your clientele, that's what I call it, the clientele falls off.
but you know
Trust
what?
me.
yeah.
I had a homeboy that died in a house fire, and he always used to walk around and tell everybody, I love you for free. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know that when a person tell you they love you for free, they love you just because of you. Not what you can give them, not what you got, just for you. I don't want
Right.
anything in return. I just want you to be
That's
okay.
no conditions, no contracts, no nothing. That's love. That's unconditional
Just
love.
you to be okay. And it's a lot of people walking around dealing with a whole lot, those strong friends that we got, you know. And yeah, check on your strong friends.
Check on 'em.
on them.
Yeah.
You know, because you'll never know what they dealing with or what they got going through in their life. And a lot of us, because I'm gonna put
Exactly.
myself in that,
Yeah.
because I'm one of those strong friends. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
a lot of us are dealing with things, and it be times to where like I'll be like, man, you know what?
I can't.
I ain't
Man.
gonna be able to do it.
Right.
You know.
And I'm in the shower crying, but then like I'll smile in your face knowing I'm fighting my tears back. I swear I'm that type of person. I can go to work cheery, smiling, happy, da 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 da. I can come out here, do whatever, but in real life I'm fighting some battles and some tears hiding. And it's hard to keep that smile on your face. But the thing is, the only reason why I do it, and I know why you probably do it, and I know why you probably do it, and anyone else that knows this, we're lights. We're our energy, and I don't want to put my energy into you because you don't deserve that part of me. I respect you good enough, and I love you good enough to know that I don't want you to know what I'm deep down inside killing. I'm dying inside, literally. But I don't want to show you that because I don't think you deserve to see that because I don't want to put more on what you are already deep down going through.
But guess what? Being a strong friend, sometimes you just gotta let it go. You gotta tell them. You
Right.
know, you gotta let it out and let somebody actually know that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
not okay today.
again, it just depends on who you talk to,
Right.
And who actually
Cares.
fuck with you for real.
Exactly.
You know,
I agree with that.
because I mean, you know who mess with you and you know who don't. You know who got ill intentions or you know who just fucking with you for the benefit. You
Right.
know. So it's hard to find genuine people out here in the world that actually just give a damn about you. You know. But that's when you find those people, you actually for real, you supposed to hold on to them.
Hell yeah.
You know, you supposed to hold on to them and you cherish them because we don't get that many of them in our life.
No. Those are soulmates.
They are.
Those are soulmates.
They are. In a way. They
I
are.
consider you my soulmate.
Oh, man. Shit, 20 plus years rocking.
Yeah. I
20
mean,
plus
even
rocking.
Angie, she's on here. Angie, boy. Damn near, we Laverne and fucking Shirley. We're about 30 years rocking. You know what I'm saying?
I got
Like,
some
I
friends
literally
that-
have
yeah.
soul friends. I mean, and just like now, like meeting other people that come into my life Just because you came into this chapter of my life don't mean you ain't my soul friend. Because
Right.
I get a connection off of people, and I know the difference between good people and those rotten ones.
Yeah.
I can feel it now.
You can feel it. Yeah.
But I learned how to feel it, so that helps me out with my mental health too.
Oh man, I done got so good. I could just take a look at you and know
and
you
be
ain't
like,
about shit.
hey, that's that discernment, man. I'm trying to tell you, they're discerning.
You know, you ain't
Discerning.
even got to say a word.
So
I can
check
look
on
at you.
your messages. Free love. Check on your strong friends, the ones that laugh, the ones that singing in their car, the ones that da 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 da. Because I'm telling you what, and I'm gonna put
When they
myself.
get behind closed doors, they
It's a
breaking down.
Right, it's a different story. Check on them because.
I be crying in my car.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like
Some
I've
days
had
I
friends,
just ride
I've had
and
friends
cry
and people that low key talk to me
cuss.
one day, and the next day I'm finding out they hung herself. She hung herself in her wedding gown. She was supposed to get married. I talked to her, and then next day they're finding her hung. She hung herself in her wedding dress, and I had no clue
Yeah.
what she was like really like deep down feeling. And I felt so bad. Like I beat myself up. Like, man, was I not a good enough friend to not know? You know what I mean?
A lot of the times you won't know
No.
again
Until it's too
because
late.
people tend to hide it. I mean, they hide it well.
I just think that everyone needs therapy. I don't care if it don't even have to be with the psychiatrist. It just talk. Write something down, get it out. I don't care if you got to go to the gym and work out. I don't care if you're cook off a bunch of stuff and you don't know how
Go
to cook.
sit in a park. Go sit
in
by
the
the
park.
riverfront
right.
or something.
Something.
You
Do
know,
something to like really
get your
mentally-
mental together.
Get your mental together. Find what makes you whole. A piece of you that needs to be filled back in.
I mean, it's still a process. You know, people ain't gonna fix it overnight.
No.
You know, and it's not just
I
gonna go
definitely
away
need
either.
therapy. I'm gonna admit that.
Right.
You know, it's not gonna go away either. And it's just you just gotta chip at it. Day by day, you gotta chip at it. You know?
Right.
Whether you gonna, find find you a new hobby or get you a different type of job.
Right.
It's just gotta find something that you can do that's gonna be productive to you.
Right.
And it'll help you.
And those traumas, write them down.
Oh, I'll have a book.
Well, hey, maybe
If
you
I
need to
write
put a
every
book
trauma
out. 'cause
I've been
how
through,
many
I
times
have
have
a
you been
book.
on
You know
me about
what?
a book?
Write
You've been
a
on me
book.
so much
Write
time.
them down.
Write them down and burn it.
I was finna say, write them down and burn,
Burn it.
It's like one after
Get
another.
Let it all go.
No, let it all go. 'cause
Let it all
let
go.
it go down.
I
Free
have
yourself.
let it go. No, except for the most recent. But I have.
I'd write it down and
takes
burn it.
time. It
Yeah.
takes time. But I have let a lot of stuff go.
A long time ago,
lot.
you told me, pick up the pencil, Kendra, and just write. You even gave me websites. They'll do your book for free. They'll do your book for free. And she's been waiting on for me. And I got like 2 or 3 books that I need to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I really do my research on a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think I need to make it a goal after I finish some stuff that I've got going on. Because I learned that what I do is I like to stuff a bunch of stuff on my plate, and that's part of my mental illness part right
I
there.
do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bite on more than you could chew.
Is that I
Yeah.
sure the fuck do?
Like I called her the other day.
It's
and
the
I'm like-
Virgo in me.
I'm like, I'm tripping. This is what's going on, and I got this and this going on. She told me what to eliminate.
I did. And you know what's
She
so messed
said-
up is I'm telling her what to eliminate, and I'm thinking to myself when I hung up with you, I'm like, okay, Kendra, I need to take my own fucking advice and start eliminating
Like,
stuff.
That was too much going on.
So let me
I
take care of this out the way, and then let me go back to this. But me going back into writing, man. And then I got my little iPad thing, the little iPad Pro, so now I ain't got to type it. I can just sit there and speak.
Yeah.
So I don't have to type, because that's my problem. I'm lazy at typing. I'm so lazy at typing. I wish I could just hire somebody. Here, type this journal for me. I got like 3 journals.
Yeah.
That's some deep shit.
Hell, I think my messenger full with a whole bunch of shit from your book.
I know. Yeah, I used to send them to you. You know what? I need to start doing that again. I used to send everything that I would write up out of my head. It would just come to my head at 3:00 in the morning. and it'd be 3 a.m. I would send my mom the message, then I hit L with
Baby, I had a whole laptop.
right.
I had a whole laptop.
She
She
was
said,
typing
make sure
my
you type this out.
She was
I-
supposed to be my secretary.
I sit
to
back
type
and
up
I
my
stick
book.
that thumb drive in there. Okay.
She was supposed to be typing up my stuff. I don't know. I wrote a lot to you.
You did. You did.
I think that we can definitely, we need to do this again because mental health and trauma, I still got some stuff to release out, and so do you.
It is. It is, you know.
There's
and
more
a
than-
lot of it is not necessarily just our family, you know.
Oh, it's friends.
It be friends and then it be
Relationships.
relationships. Oh, man.
Maybe the reason why my relationships ain't been working out so well is because of the trauma that I haven't faced in my childhood.
I don't know. I think I got poor rabbit in my blood, you know.
Right, I do
'cause
too.
I'll
I
take
run.
off.
I
I'll
take
take
off.
off in a minute.
I
don't want to
run.
deal with
I
it.
think
I'll
the
take
first
off
thing with
it.
me is like the bad communication part for me, and then I'm like, hey, bye.
I don't know. I guess, you know, over the years as I got older, my patience level and been, you know, just worn all the way down. So I don't have the patience to deal with it anymore. You know, the arguments,
Right.
the fights. I mean,
I
I,
just
know
don't
ain't no
want-
relationship perfect.
No,
you know,
I don't want to
but
argue.
it's
all
just
the
certain
time.
things that I'm not fit to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Sound like plies.
You know.
like this. Oh, you wants to argue.
Right. You know.
I'm not arguing with you.
And now block became my best friend. You know, I block you in the middle of your sentence. You type
Right,
block, block. I don't want to talk.
That's one thing about
wanna
social
talk.
media that I like. Now that you could just hit the and you in the
Right.
middle of cussing me out. But the thing is, I think a lot of people don't, when they just block, I don't think they delete the thread and I don't think they delete the contact. So you ain't really released yet.
Nope. Nope, because you always
Still got that?
Back.
You got, right. You got to
You're going to scroll back, get the going through memory lane.
Right.
And then you get to thinking. Then
And
next
then,
thing you know, you become,
and
you
then
know, a
you
little
manifest,
vulnerable.
and
then
I
you be
really
like,
believe I really
"Hey."
believe that if you think about a person really strongly and keep looking back, you will manifest them back into your circle. That they will connect with you and call you back. The universe will test you back out with that.
I don't know. I just think it's the tie that you got with that person anyway.
Man, give me some
because
scissors.
have you ever been with a person, you know, y'all had been together for so long and it's like you could sense when that person around?
Yep. I was telling you that.
Crazy.
We're gonna do any shout outs?
I didn't do any of this.
Well, I know.
Shout out to my homegirls, Friends Her Tea, 1009 South Taylor Avenue in the Tower Grove area. Y'all go get y'all whipped up. And Happy Nails too in Granite City.
Oh, Happy Nails.
Because she keep the girl together.
Well,
tomorrow,
everybody
we got-
everybody
what's
can
tomorrow?
tune in tomorrow. Stl Hype Media start at 12 o'clock till 12 at night for 314 Day. Also, go check out Members Only, Evays, The City. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
House
we
of
gotta
St.
do it.
I did talk to somebody from the House of St. Louis. They're doing something,
Oh, Lefties.
yeah, tomorrow. I think at 7 p.m. or something like that, and they got free chips and all kinds of stuff that they got going on. Yeah, House of
What is it?
House of St. Louis.
She said House of St. Louis.
Yeah, not House of Soul. All right, yeah, House of Soul, St. Louis. There it is, House of Soul, St. Louis. Now I found them. Yeah.
But we will be live again tomorrow
Yeah.
for the all day 314 Day podcast.
Ace, you want to talk about that tomorrow?
Yeah,
Real
Ace.
quick. Come on, put it out there. Let them know real quick about what's going on tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow, stay tuned. I need everybody in the city to pop out. If you don't show up, that's fine. You can also tune in on Stl Hype Media on all platforms. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. It will be a full day of guests talking podcasts. What 314 mean to you? Giving out awards for every podcast on the network. Also giving out awards to people that we just want to recognize. 3 Legends Award that we will be giving out. So that's exclusive. I am the first one to do that in St. Louis, so note that. So watch next year. People gonna be giving out awards on 314 Day.
We're gonna
They
be
gonna
in
be
the
trying
house.
to.
We're gonna be in the house tomorrow.
Yeah, so
We're gonna be here.
all the podcasts
With my White
is gonna be here.
Castles.
Pretty and Raw Room gonna be here. Fellas Night Out, Family Tide, coming in hot. Ladies Night Out, the Promoters Podcast. Man, when I say it's gonna be packed, it's gonna be dope.
Yep.
Murph Keywine's supposed to come through. We got Unc checking in from Houston. Coco checking in from Houston. Man, honestly, I got so many people just falling through, messing with everybody tomorrow. It's going to be dope, man. We streaming starting at 12 to 12 a.m. Ain't been done before here in St. Louis. And we're going to do it up, man. So
We turning
y'all
up.
stay
Turn
tuned.
it up. And then look,
Turn it
you
up.
guys are adopting me. You just don't know that. You're
You are adopted.
I'm
You're-
adopted now. Can we make that official that I'm adopted now?
Yes, Kenny is adopted
Can
by
you
St.
adopt
Louis.
me now, please? I want to be adopted.
She is adopted. Period.
I'm not from Illinois or from here, but I love St. Louis. I promise you I do. I love the STL.
That's because you don't. That's because you're not from here. But if
I'm
you're
not,
from-
but I
I'm playing.
do, but I do. But you know what? Because I'm from Naptown, and a lot of Naptown reminds me of STL.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it real. It does. I'm a Naptown girl, and it reminds me. It ain't no Chi-Town, no nothing like that. It's Indianapolis, and I like the vibe and the energy, the STL. And some of y'all mean, but it's okay because I'm mean too. You know.
Well, I was born and bred in the ill side, but I done skated all through St. Louis.
Heck yeah!
County girl, city girl,
Look,
either way.
right,
You know,
like-
Beaumont, Hazelwood East.
Right.
You know,
So how many
either
times did I
or.
used to call you at 3:00 in the morning? Where are you going, whore? I said North County.
Indeed, indeed.
I love
But-
STL. I promise you. Like I
But
do.
tune in
For sure.
tomorrow.
Tune in
we will
tomorrow.
be here. And until next week.
Yes, thank you for coming
Thank you
again.
for coming, boo. We love having
time.
you.
Yeah, you got to
Anytime,
come back because we
anytime.
love that.
We love it.
Dude, your energy is amazing with us.
Yes. We
This,
love it.
This was amazing.
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 Therapy session.
Yes, therapy. Definitely
Yeah,
was needed.
yeah. Now we're going to go have some real therapy.
Right.
Everybody have a good night.
Right.
This
See you
is
tomorrow.
Sarah, Boss Babe, ENT.
Right. Kenny Vegas right here.
This
Woo.
is Pretty and Raw Room.
Pretty and Raw Room. Mwah. Bye.
It's Wednesday night, you know the time is right. It's a pretty and raw, it's gonna be a hype. Kenny Vegas, Sarah, two hottest hosts in town. They bring the heat, they never let you down. Hot and juicy, that's the way we roll. Pretty and raw, we're taking control. Every Wednesday at 9 p.m., don't you miss it. Not the hottest topics, can't it? Get with it, get down, shake it up, let the beat flow. Pretty and Raw podcast, here we go. Tune in, don't miss the show. Get with it now. Get up, let the beat flow.